What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here. Just wanted to say thanks again and give another shout out to the person who sent me this backdrop as well as the other ones that I've been using. It does give it a nice change, a nice look, and just a change of scenery for you guys, right? Because this is where I do it. I like to stay out of my family's hair, have my own little area. I'm in the wet bar, my man cave, and this is how we do stuff, right? But today we're going to talk about how bad does pocket carry affect your firearm. And you guys are about to see some stuff. We're going to talk about pocket carrying, where I pocket carry, why I pocket carry the way I do as a new construction plumber, and some ammo and stuff like that. We're going to touch on all of it. But before we get started, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Let's get into it. So I do new construction plumbing for work. And a lot of people say, this is a big thing that they say, why do you carry so many different guns? Well, one is because I can. But two is because life is not the same situation every day. Someone told me they carry, I think, a Glock 22 or a Glock 23 every single day. So what I said to them is, I'm a father of 3. When I go to the playground, I'm lifting my kids up, I'm swinging on the monkey bars, I do everything they do. They want me to play with them, so I act like a kid again. That's how you have a great relationship with your children. A lot of parents aren't fond of carrying, right? So if I'm on the monkey bars and I have a big Glock 23 hanging out of my appendix or at 3 o'clock, they're going to have a problem with that. Plumbing, you're not supposed to have a firearm on you, right? It's sort of a don't ask, don't tell thing. But even if it was on me, the wrong job suit would kick me out and I'd be in a lot of trouble. It's actually happened at my company before, not to me, because I pocket carry. So there's a lot of different reasons why I change up the firearms I do. On top of that, sometimes I'm going to a worse area, I'll get a bigger firearm with more capacity. Let's say I'm just running to the mailbox, then I'm just going to grab a little pocket pistol. I don't need a Glock 23 to walk in my mailbox. I live in a relatively safe area. So that's the main reason I pocket carry. But let's talk about the damage and wear it does on your firearms without even shooting them. Now, in my case, it's a little extreme. The average pocket carry, you're just going to get some dirt, a little wear from pocket draw practice, right? That's typical on a slide. You would do that with every holster. So we're going to go over 3 of my main firearms that I've carried in my pocket at work. And then the other thing is, mine, like I said, is a little bit more extreme. You have gravel, sawdust, rocks, glue, primer. I even got coffee the other day, and the woman at Starbucks handed me the cup. The lid popped off. And I was like, okay, I need a new lid. And of course, everything's eco-friendly now, so none of it works or serves its purpose. She handed it back to me, spilled the half the coffee into my right pocket. And of course, what's in my right pocket? My Glock 43. That thing was so gunked up at the end, it was crazy. So one thing I do want to say is when you pocket carry, you do need to 100% carry your firearms more often. Clean your firearms more often. I have to clean my pistols that I pocket carry about once every 3 days or so to keep it up to par. And I even have a crazy story I'm going to tell you guys about my FN 503. Anyways, my first pocket carry at work was my LC9S. I love this thing. The only downside to pocket carrying it was I would get a little bit of rust around the edges. And you're going to notice something. All of my firearms have grips and pinky extensions on them. Every single one of them. And I'm going to explain why that is. But this was like my second handgun I ever purchased. My first real concealed carry oriented pistol size-wise, right? And so this was it, and that's why I'll never sell it. It's been a great, solid gun, reliable. As you can see, though, it has gotten beat up. You can see that there's little nicks in the slide, scratches everywhere, but to me, it sort of looks cool, and it shows the use the firearm you've gotten out of it. I also have a new barrel in this thing because before, the barrel was trash, and that's where I would get a lot of the rust. So this is a new barrel, as you can see. Anyways, this pistol I had to maintain much more often than those two, but this is what I could afford at the time, so this is what I used. As an apprentice plumber back then, this is what I would carry. This was my go-to. Now I'm a lead, it doesn't really matter, but this is what I could afford while I was getting paid what I was getting paid at the time. So it was solid for me. It does have a manual safety, which I didn't really use ever. The reason I like grips, though, is it sort of widens your pocket out a little bit, so you can get a good purchase on the areas where that grip isn't. So on that base plate, it widens your pocket, but leaves gaps for you to sneak fingers in there and get that firearm out. Because a big thing about pocket carry is practicing your draws. A lot of people don't practice their draws with pocket carry. Therefore, in a stressful situation, it's going to be extremely hard for you to get your firearm out. One thing I will say, though, if you got your pocket carry draw down, it can be just as fast as appendix carry. And I would challenge anyone who says otherwise, because that's what I do. I practice with a laser system, my pocket draws. Anyways, this thing is ran great for me. I absolutely love it. No problems with the LC9S. It's a good working man's firearm made in America. So that's how I looked at it back then. I think I paid like $275 for it. The trigger upgrade was like $40, and then the whole grip. So I was perfectly fine with it. I would even carry a 9-round backup mag with me, and that's that. It was a good firearm. But as you can see, it would get destroyed. And there would be, as you can see, that's all through the finish. That's all through the finish. Every straight and every edge is through the finish. But the firearm functioned flawlessly, and I've never had a single malfunction. Next up was my FN503. This is the one I pocket carried the most out of every firearm. You can see all the dirt and gunk and grit in there. You can see it there. This is one of my favorite handguns I've ever had. I rarely talk about this on the channel anymore, but I love this thing. It's a beast. It is reliable as can be, and it's taken a beating. I pocket carried this for 3 years while plumbing. As you can see, the finish is worn out in all sorts of places. There's scratches. You can see that the frame is all dented. As you can see, though, once again, a hoe grip widens it and allows you to get that good purchase on it. And on top of that, you need it with the FN503, because without this hoe grip, it feels extremely weird to me. But I love this handgun. And obviously, they're all safety checked and cleared. But people didn't like the trigger. I liked it. It's a nice metal trigger. It's a long reset, but it's one of the most shootable single stacks out there. This has less recoil than the Shields, the Ruger, the 43. I mean, any single stack or Micro 9 I've ever shot, this has less recoil. This is like shooting a subcompact. It's 6+1 with this setup. I would even carry a 8-round backup from the factory. I really like this thing. This was a great handgun for me. This was my work upgrade from that Ruger. As you can see, the finish is gone on this thing. But I got my money's worth. I got my use out of it. I paid $500 for this thing, and I'll tell you a story. So after pocket carrying this, we did a bunch of undergrounds. I actually went back to Michigan, where I'm from originally. I don't live there now. But out in Michigan, you know, we went to my aunt's tree farm, and I was shooting there. And it was after a week of not cleaning this thing. I was shooting it, dust, wood chips, even a small pebble shot out of the firearm as I was shooting, but guess what? Not a single reliability issue. It still taught me that I have to clean this handgun more often because of the dirty environment, but still, not a single issue, not a single problem. This handgun is a shooter, smooth as can be. All the functions just work so great. You saw that mag just got shot out. The slide release is great on it. I don't want to slam it home because it'll cut out in the audio. But yeah, that finish is gone, no rust. This right here, I did deal with rust, and that was the only downside to it. But like I said, that's what I could afford. This was almost 2 times the price of that Ruger. So yeah, I don't know why I don't pocket carry this still at work. I think I might go back to it. But this thing has been a great handgun. This is what really taught me about FN and how reliable their handguns are, and that they're just workhorses. You know what I mean? That's what it taught me with Glocks and FNs from pocket carrying. I mean, look at that finish. Absolutely gone. And also stuff would get in your pocket holster and rub all day on the slide. But this has been through so much moisture, sweat, primer, glue. I mean, literally, you name it, and it's been on this firearm. This thing just runs and runs and runs and doesn't stop. This is honestly my favorite single stack. This has actually been hiding deep in my safe, and because I thought of this video, that's what made me go looking for it. I absolutely love the FN503. It's super underrated. I think they're around $400 now. With the 8-round mag, I love the feel of it, and it's such a smooth shooter, but you do need the hoe grip, and this is the hoe grip from the Security 9, because if you measure the dimensions, it fits out. This is thinner, but wider this way. The Ruger's thicker this way, but thinner this way. So it works out really, really well, and it doesn't slip anywhere. Awesome handgun, just flawless as can be. I love this thing. One of my favorite handguns I've ever owned in my life. And honestly, today I'm happy I found it again because that's how I feel about it. So absolutely love my FN503. And we're going to talk about ammo in a second, so give me a second. Next up, Glock 43. Cleared, safety check. Once again, you're going to notice something. Pinky extension, grip. I like it to be a little wider so you can still sneak your fingers around and boom for that draw. That's just something I've learned from pocket carry drawing every single night for the longest. Now, literally not every night, but maybe 5-6 days out of the week, I'm doing it. I'll miss a day here and there, whatever. As you can see, the grip's all torn up. I got dirt, gunk. Look at all the rubbing from, you know, rocks, pebbles, sawdust. Look at that. And oh yeah, if you guys are wondering, that's a Trigger Shark trigger. Uses an OEM trigger bar still. Love this thing. Reliable and is the best Glock 43 trigger. And yes, I carry it with around in the chamber, but I also only use Kydex pocket holsters. And, you know, just remember, me and my buddy over here are creating a great pocket holster for you guys, so that will be releasing soon. But look at the wear. Now, Zavari Precision, their finish is not as solid as can be. It obviously is taking a beating, but still, it did not hold up like even the Ruger did. Now, I haven't had any rust, but look at that. Little micro holes and micro pockets in there. As you can see, it's all the way through the finish, the Cerakote. The frame has actually taken a beating on it. My excess sights have been flawless. I love these sights for daytime. They're the best. As you can see, all the sawdust. The barrel's got some wear, but that's because I actually shoot this thing a lot, and I like this thing. Absolutely love the Glock 43 as a pocket pistol. None of these handguns have let me down, and I think the single stack is the best way to go. I think a lot of these micro 9s now, like the P365, are made cheap. That's just how I feel. The FN Reflex is not made as nice as the FN 503 was. This is a tank. This thing is built to be beat and work. So that's why I love this thing. Now, in terms of ammo, that's why I love Underwood Extreme Defenders. That's why I love Civil Liberty Defense. And these are probably my favorite rounds to carry. I like rounds that are a little bit lighter. When you pocket carry, you want something typically a little bit lighter, but something that's also hard hitting. And out of short barrels, you want something with more power. That's why I like Underwood Extreme Defenders. But these out of a subcompact Glock 26 get over 500 foot-pounds of energy, causing system shock. And for someone to basically not be able to move or do anything if they get hit. Even if they're not going to pass away, they can't even move. So it's a great, great round. Love the urban response for Corbin. I know it looks sort of cheap. That's what I thought too. But they are great, great rounds. Corbin makes some of the hottest loads and the best loads. And like I said, no issues with any carry ammo through those handguns. So that's why I carry with lighter rounds in my pocket. Sometimes I carry a backup mag. Other times I don't. People say you're crazy for work carry. I don't care. I don't care what people say. If you don't want to carry, that's fine with you. I actually live the concealed carry lifestyle. I carry everywhere I go. And you can ask anyone who works with me, anyone who knows me, I have it on me 24/7. It's not even a joke at that point. Some people say they carry. I truly carry. Even at work, where chances are nothing will ever happen in a million years, I still carry. That's just how I live, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.